Hey, good morning everybody. I'm here with Brian Sims of Chaparral Cycles. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at this bike, which is the Angelus. It's a really interesting bike. It's designed around big chunky tires, and some models actually feature a suspension fork. Is this where gravel bikes are headed? And what, other than the curly bars, sets this bike apart from an XC mountain bike? Stay tuned to find out. That's a good intro. How come I'm out of breath and you're barely breaking a sweat?
Lots of coffee.
How many years has it been at this point?
I think Brandon and I were talking about it for probably 3 years, but I think we've been at it officially for about 2 years now.
And during that span, what has the process been like to get your first model out the door?
It was really a need that we had ourselves. Classic innovator solution. Have an itch, find a way to scratch it. A few key things happen, and we really started taking off from there. Getting our factory with Aura Engineering in Taiwan, starting that relationship, understanding what the overall process looks like, and then getting a relationship early on with SRAM and a few other component suppliers, and realizing, you know, we could actually build a complete bike. And then really spent a lot of time sitting in front of BikeCAD, knowing the ride characteristics that we liked, what the deficiencies were in terms of what we wanted to try and achieve, and then just morphing those characteristics into, quite frankly, a wide tire bike that could fit a suspension fork. And now I'm going to start huffing and puffing because the grade just went up.
All right, a nice little climb there. So this is your first offering as a company. Can you tell us a little bit about the Angelus?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's kind of one of these like weird, hard to classify genre crossing things. Everyone likes to put things into nicely shaped little bins.
Yes, yes. Tell me exactly what it is.
Yes, and I apologize if this offends anyone in their delicate sensibilities about the spirit of gravel.
Right.
But I've always seen this as a spectrum, kind of at road biking at one end and mountain biking at the other. Gravel kind of somewhere in that middle zone.
Sure.
And if I was to then take that, it's kind of splits the difference between a hardtail mountain bike and a gravel bike. You know, designed with the inspiration from our local trails, which are not champagne gravel, and things here are chunky and steep.
And which trails are you referring to?
A lot of the like fire roads up in the Angelus, which kind of leads to why we called it the Angelus. And wanting to be able to, you know, ride out on pavement from the front doorstep and then get to some dirt fire road climb, maybe drop some single track on the way back.
Sure.
Just kind of go whichever way you feel like going that day, but not feeling like you're going to get hammered and beat up on the descent. Gravel bike inspiration in terms of fit and adventure gravel, not unbound race gravel.
Race gravel, yeah.
Which is basically a road bike with wide tires. This is more adventure, upright, something that you can sit on for big long days, not all hunched over, stretched out.
Right.
But very intentionally designed around a 100mm fork and up to a 2.4-inch tire. So if you want to go rigid with 2.4s and that's enough for you, you know, perfect. That's what I'm on now. Or, you know, what you're on, Nolan, the 2.4-inch, what are those?
The Recon Race.
Recon Race.
Yeah.
100mm SID SL. When you want to open it up and go fast and have fun, it'll do it. You're not going to lose any fillings. Or you come around that corner and there's a huge washout, bunch of rocks, big ruddy section. You're not gonna lose it.
Cool. So let's talk geometry for a second. You know, I can already see the comments. Hey, that's just an XC mountain bike with drop bars. What makes this different from just your typical cross-country bike?
I think where I go with that is that your cross-country mountain bike, just the weight distribution with a drop bar puts you further forward, and on a bike that's already stretched out to then stick 30, 40 more mil to get out to the hoods. To me was like too stretched out and wasn't the riding position that I really wanted.
As far as that numbers go, this is generally going to be shorter reach, higher stack than like your racy, you know, cross-country bike.
Yeah.
Right?
Took it out on some of those early rides, and it was just this like amazing marriage between all of those pieces, and you know, that ability to climb super easily, taking it on things that I was like, all right, I just really want to push the heck out of this thing. Like somewhere where it was always like my full suspension mountain bike. Like, let's just go to that full end of the spectrum and see how well it handles. And you're like climbing up and over like rocky sections and clearing it.
Yeah.
And then being able to drop down and bomb stuff and have fun was so exhilarating.
What changed from the first sort of steel iteration to now the tie version? And what is the plan going forward? Are you only going to do tie, or is there going to be, you know, an option to do steel or tie?
Yeah, I mean, I think for right now we're going to be tie.
Okay.
Big difference for me, like immediately it was just like, it was fast, it was lighter, right? Geometry wise, it's pretty close, but the weight difference, and I know like it's cool to say that weight doesn't matter, but
well, it kind of does.
It kind of does.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Super responsive. Yeah, partly some of that's placebo. You get a brand new bike and you just like, you have wings.
Right. Yeah.
But you know, spec wise, we went bigger tires. We only supported it barely fit like a 225. We do a 2.4 now.
Okay.
That difference is quite a lot. I know you noticed it right away when we were even just in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And it makes a big difference when you want to float over some chunky. Wanting to be able to support a 2x drivetrain for the people who want that for the terrain that they ride was a big design criteria.
Yeah, it's really cool how you've managed to do that, because right here we got the 1x super wide range SRAM mountain bike drivetrain. Yeah. Literally mountain bike tires, 29 by 2.4 front and rear. No dropper, but you can accommodate one, right?
Yes.
And then over here you've got essentially a road bike. Yeah. As far as spec goes, you got rigid carbon fork, tie frame, 2x road group, and it's kind of cool to see them side to side. So who is this bike for?
Yeah, I think there's a few kind of different people that we've been thinking about along the way. And I've been seeing this for the last number of years, is like skating towards the puck of where I think people are basically heading.
Are going to be, yeah.
And so it's kind of that gravel person who wants to keep like leveling up, but it's also for that mountain biker who's like, I tried the gravel thing and like, I know what a mountain bike is capable of doing and I want more of that. Yeah. And I want like that other experience. I maybe like want a new challenge in that trail that like my full suspension mountain bike just makes it too easy. Yeah. And I kind of see that space, you know, the kind of those two worlds starting to converge. We didn't set out with bike packing in mind. Like I've done bike packing and I purposely didn't want to overbuild the bike to be able to do bike packing. But so much of bike packing now can be like much lighter. And so, yeah, I didn't want that like super dead overbuilt bike for that, but you know, if you want to strap some bags on it and go kind of lighter weight, ultra racing, you know, tour divide, that kind of thing, absolutely.
I mean, when we were just coming down that hill just now, it was weird because I'm in the drops, but I was riding like I was on a mountain bike. Yeah. And that's weird. It's just really weird.
It's cognitive dissonance, right?
Yeah, like I know that trail pretty well. Some spots on my, like, you know, on the Crux or the Ritchie, I know where I'm going to brake. I know where I'm going to tense up. Yeah. I didn't even break through those sections on the way down. I just kind of plowed over everything.
I love hearing that.
Great. Well, hey, I really appreciate you coming out. You brought both bikes out here for this ride. Grateful for you to come out here. If you want more information, go check out chaparralcycles.com. It's going to do it for this one. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. See you next time.